This is a LabVIEW Beginner lesson where we make a heart rate monitor. This is lesson 4 where we add modularity and functionality. In lesson 4-5 we'll be adding clear data functionality to the application. The reason we want this is to be able to clear the data without having to wait the full length of our waveform size. Sometimes maybe we want the waveform size to become up to a minute, and without it being able to clearing the data, we would have to wait that whole minute before doing something or restarting the application. But now we can just clear it and we know it will start from the beginning again. The first thing we can do is just to add a clear button in the GUI. And we'll do that the same way as we always do it. Here, clear data, and we can call it clear stored data, just adding a little bit more information to the name. Let's put it here, and let's duplicate this one. We'll start as always by going into the initiation and creating a new user event. This will also be a boolean, and remember to change the name. Clear waveform data, let's call it that. Put it in here. And let's add this to the cluster, the user event cluster. And now insert it into the event so that the initialized user event is stored. And we'll go to close it immediately, or else it's very easy to forget. The next thing we can do is to go into the GUI and add a button for it. So we'll just do it the same as every time. Clear waveform. Call it clear waveform. We can have a clear stored waveform. You can use the whole name. It's free. And this one, we want it to be the mechanical because we don't want, there's no on and off, it's just a signal to say clear waveform. We wouldn't even need to put it into the user event. But let's duplicate this event. Clear stored waveform and delete the duplicate here. Oh, we could send anything in here because clearing it, we will never send clear waveform, don't clear waveform. We will, if this signal comes through, we will clear the waveform. But we'll just add this here because it will error if we don't have it. And we remember to change it here. So now, when we press the button, it will send a signal on the clear waveform user event. We then need to go into processing to add a user event here that clears the data. Find here, clear event. And let's add it to the end here. Clear waveform data. Now. So the way we have stored the data now is by putting it into the raw waveform. We also have something saved into the filtered, but that's overwritten every round, while with the raw collected data, it always uses the current data and adds it. So if we set this one to empty, we will clear it. We can now test this functionality by running the application. So we have our waveform. We see it's slowly but steady growing, and we clear it, and it's deleted. A lot of people have the tendency to make their whole application into one VI where they can easily clear data by using local variables and handling. But as you see, that it's not that much extra work just doing it a proper way, where you have compartmentalized each functionality into its own loop. It would maybe have saved us 2-3 minutes if we had just one large VI, but in the end, this allows us to do much more when we have each of the functionality or the modules in separate loops. That's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll create another way to get the heart rate data from manual input.